What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's M. Williams. Welcome back. Okay, for you guys who are commission salon owners, I just have one question for you. Just one question. Are you paying your commission hairstylist twice? Are you paying your commission hairstylist twice? When they do Mrs. Smith hair and they finish doing Mrs. Smith hair, and Mrs. Smith hands them the cash for their hair, do they pocket the cash? And then do they fill out a service ticket for Mrs. Smith? And then you end up paying them the 55 or 50% commission that they get? When they finish Mrs. Smith hair and Mrs. Smith cash app them the money for their hair, do they then turn around and fill out a service ticket on Mrs. Smith and then they get the 50 or 55% commission that you pay them? When they do Mrs. Smith's hair, does Mrs. Smith Zelle them the money? And then they fill out a service ticket for Mrs. Smith's hair for that same service, and then they get the 50 or 55% for Mrs. Smith hair. In other words, you guys, when they do Mrs. Smith hair, your commission hairstylist, does your commission hairstylist already get paid by Mrs. Smith in full? And then you turn around and pay them a percentage of doing Mrs. Smith hair? So really they get paid in full and they get paid their commission. So you've just paid your commission stylist twice. You just paid them twice. So you guys, you just have to ask yourself, if you're a commission salon owner, are you paying your hairstylist twice for the same client? I just gave you some different scenarios. It's so many ways it can be done. It can be done. Miss Smith can pay your commission stylist with cash app, Zelle, Venmo, PayPal, a check. And then if you're not aware of it, if you're not cognizant of it, if you're not on top of it, then you can end up paying your commission hairstylist twice for the same client. They could be getting paid twice for the same client. Now, if you're not up on it, if you're not doing your due diligence, if you're not doing background checks on people, if you're not really doing what you need to do, and you're not watching your money, and you're not seeing how your money flows, if you don't have a manager or a receptionist that you can trust, that you have them background check, you could be paying the same commission hairstylist twice for the same client. Now, I'm not saying that hairstylists are dishonest, but there are people in the hair industry, in the service industry, in life, who will do stuff like that. So if you, as a business owner, if you're naive, if you are very trusting of people, or if you think everybody's honest because you're honest, unfortunately, that's not how life works. So you have to make sure that you come up with your own game plan as far as how to deter that from happening. That's why sometimes you see in salons, or you may see in places that, you know, sell like virgin weaving hair, sometimes they'll have security guards working in there. That's why you see security guards working in a lot of places of businesses, because according to the research I've done about 75% of people will steal and embezzle from businesses where they work, from companies that they work. People feel comfortable taking from a company that they work because sometimes they feel like it will go unnoticed, or sometimes they feel like they're not making enough, or sometimes they feel like they're not being paid what they should be paid. So some people will take. Everyone is not honest, and when you open a business, you have to bear that in mind. You can be a business owner who has more integrity than the next person. You can be a business owner who would never do anything like that to anybody. You could be a business owner who would have never taken anything that don't belong to you. But just because you have that type of personality and behavior does not mean that everybody has that type of personality and behavior. And when you own a business, you don't want to be paranoid, but at the same time, you don't want to be stolen from, you don't want to be embezzled from. I mean, when you go into a business, your whole thing of opening a business, usually for most business owners, is because they want to help somebody else. You don't want to be embezzled from. And then in the state of Georgia, you know, there's stiff fines and penalties from whenever you take money from a business. It's called embezzlement. And so any business owner is supposed to be able to trust the people that they're hiring. And in law, they call it being an agent for a business. You're pretty much working on the business's behalf. And then usually stylists who work on commission is because they don't have a full book of business and are not yet able to pay a weekly booth rent to a salon owner. So the salon owner is taking a chance by bringing them in and offering them to do a commission structure, which means that the business owner, the salon owner, won't be making any type of weekly booth rental income. And the salon owner will have to be way more involved in the business and helping that person than they would have to if the person was on booth rental. Because in all honesty, when people are on booth rental, they just paying you every week to rent a booth. You're not involved any other way other than they pay you a weekly booth rental. When people are on commission, you got to track everything, so you're more involved. You got to buy products or the back bar, which is shampoos and conditioners. You're way more involved in the checkout and everything else. But a lot of times clients don't even know that people are on commission. They don't know that their stylists are on commission, so they're going to just hand them the cash. They may hand them a check. They may PayPal them. They may Cash App them. They may Venmo them. They may Zelle them, unbeknownst to the client. Or sometimes the client may know and they may just feel like they have an honest hairstylist. Oh, I can hand my stylist the cash. I know they're supposed to pay at the front desk, but I know if I hand my stylist the cash, I'm sure they're going to give it to the owner. But, you know, in this day and time, it's hard to find out the people that are honest and those that are dishonest and who will do stuff like that. The only reason I'm putting this out there is because I'm not trying to go against hairstylists, because I'm going to give that perspective too. If you wait a little bit on this video, I'm going to give the hairstylist perspective too. But there are people out there that will do it. So you can think you got the most trustworthy hairstylist in the world, but sometimes people will take, especially if a client, you know, pays with cash. But, you know, a lot of times a customer may ask, you know, okay, do you take Venmo? Do you take Cash App? And the stylist, you know, they may just be tempted to be like, oh yeah, and then they just start sending them the payments unbeknownst to the salon owner. And so the salon owner, as the salon owner, you will end up paying that commission stylist twice. You may not even figure it out till later on. By the time you figure it out, the stylist may be long gone. They may have left your salon by then, or, you know, they may have, you know, just figured that you haven't figured it out. Now, will stylists get in cahoots and do stuff like that? Oh yeah, sometimes they will. You know, as I mentioned in one of my other videos, a stylist that I knew, she told me a commission salon she worked at, the stylist was keeping the money all the time. And she said, whenever the client would pay them, because, you know, clients are just used to handing the stylist the money. You know, they just used to doing that, because in most salons, that's how they operate. So they will hand them the money. Now, the stylists know that the client is supposed to check out at the front desk, but they won't say anything to the client. They will just take the cash and they will pocket it. That's why, you guys, you have to have security cameras in your place of business. I don't care how angry your stylist get, you know, it's a business, it's nothing personal. And if a stylist is not doing anything like that, they will not have any problems with you bringing or putting cameras in there. This is all the stuff that you should do from the jump. Because if you do it later on, then a stylist is going to feel some type of way when you come in there bringing security cameras all of a sudden, especially if they're doing any of this stuff that I've mentioned. So you always got to cover your business. You can't just assume or think that everyone is honest, because a lot of people may be honest until they get themselves into a predicament or a situation when they feel like, oh, I can take it because the customer is handing me the money. Like, who gonna know? Sometimes when people put in a tempting situation like that, sometimes they will, do it. Now, every stylist will not do this. A lot of hairstylists are very honest, have integrity, don't steal, don't embezzle, want to see the business that they work at prosper. They won't leave and take anything from you. They'll come to you with honesty and integrity. They don't want to burn a bridge in business. They know the importance of that. They have integrity. So I'm not talking about every hairstylist. Every person is not like this, you guys. But there are a lot of people who are. And then as a business owner, you don't want to sit back and try to figure out who is and who's not. So you just want to have your business set up and have your setup and your business model already set up to where, you're careful, you're cautious, you're doing background checks, because this the world we live in now. You have to do this. It always will be the people who you least expect. It will always be the people that you trust a lot of times, because the reason sometimes that people build up that trust with you or want you to trust them is because they do want to do something to take advantage of you. You guys, it's easy to take advantage of people who trust people who trust you. Like, if you're trusting a person, it's more easier for you to be vulnerable to them, or for them to do things like this to you or do anything to you, because they know they have your trust. Like, if you don't trust people, then it's going to be more of a challenge for them to take advantage of you because you don't trust them. So if you get what I'm saying. So I'm not saying that every hairstylist is this way. I'm just asking the commission salon owners, are you paying your commission hairstylist twice for the same client? If you feel that this may be taking place in your hair salon, then I would just say go ahead and put all of these things in place, like start background checking commission stylists. Just only have a couple of people that handle the money. I'm going to drop one of my videos that I just did down below so you can watch that. I'm kind of going more into that. I'm going to keep going with this commission playlist because I feel like I have a lot of input that can help, because I had a commission salon for 13 years. I'm not saying that any of my stylists did this. I don't want to even put that out there or insinuate that. What I'm doing here on my videos is trying to help the next person, because I had a commission salon for over 13 years. I learned a lot, and so the wisdom that I did gain from that, I'm hoping to help other people. So I would just say put these practices in place. And if you are working in a commission salon and you're a hairstylist who are not doing anything like this, that is wonderful. My hat's off to you. You will continue to prosper. Just make sure that you show the owner respect, and that when you leave with integrity. You leave in right standing. Never, ever, ever burn a bridge in business. So anyways, I'm still looking for people to collaborate with. So on any topic, especially hairstylists, salon owners, or such like business owners. So if you want to collab with me, just drop a comment, or you can, I'm going to put on the screen my email address that you can email me if you decide that you want to collaborate with me on something. So you guys, this was brief. I hope it helped you. I hope you gained some wisdom. Again, are you paying your commission stylist twice for one client? Are they getting paid twice? If they are, then make sure you start dotting your I's and crossing your T's and get yourself more structured so that won't continue to happen. Anyway, you guys be blessed. I'm going to see you on my next video.